It's Sunday, May 11th, 2025. I'm TC Kirkham, and this is the Kirkham Report.
TC Kirkham, the Kirkham Report.
AVC, TC Kirkham here, the TKR VideoCentral, welcoming you to this week's shortened edition of the Kirkham Report. I am still doing a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm going to give you a rundown on what I'm going to be doing. Right now, it is a little bit before 11 a.m. On Sunday, May 11th, I'm going to be heading into Micro Center in a few minutes to pick up the needed equipment for the computer system. I need a new USB slot card. I'm thinking about getting a new video card because the monitors, I don't know if they all still work, but the third one doesn't want to come on. When it comes on, it doesn't want to stay on. It's weird. And I still can't get the other camera working, and I still have the new camera to set up. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time at Micro Center this afternoon talking to some of the experts and saying, I'm having these issues, help me fix them, what do I need? So by the time that the Kirkham Report returns to Saturday this coming week, later this week, hopefully everything will be set up. I'm hopefully going to have the lights done, I'll have the camera done, I'll have the key lighting in, we'll have everything done. Because I'm off this week. It's Eurovision week. Of course I'm off this week. I have so much programming for this week. One of the things I'm finding out, though, I'm doing a new project. Everybody has a list of all the songs that hit the Billboard Hot 100, but we haven't really tracked what songs have hit other Billboard charts in the States. Quite a few of them have hit the AC chart. Some of them have hit the dance chart and the rock chart. I'm trying to pull those all together, and then I'm going to put together a point system based on different things and rank them. I did a ranking last year or the year before of the ones that were on the Hot 100 according to, I think it was Aussie Vision that came up with the list, and I added Arcade and Snap to that, which had been after that list was made. This one will include everything, and I'm going to do a point value thing. Got the idea from seeing a couple of different sites online that do that, and each song will be awarded points for Hot 100, for AC, for whatever, the peak position, the peak number of weeks, so on and so forth. And eventually we will come out with a list ranked by score of all the hits that have hit in America. All the songs that have hit in America. I wish I would be able to do Think About Things. It hasn't charted anywhere in the state. Think About Things was Dottie Freier's first big hit. It would have won it was supposed to win, and would have won the canceled 2020 contest. I'm convinced of that. And it won the fan polls. But it did not chart here, despite its massive viralness, being able to allow Dottie to have 3 sold-out U.S. tours now, and continuing to show up on TikTok and YouTube. In any case, that's just one of the special programs we've got planned for this week. AM 70s tonight, 8 o'clock, I will do the Eurovision 70s 4, the 4 hits that were on the Hot 100 in the 1970s. I will do them in a set. I usually call that a hat trick, but there's going to be 4 of them in a row. And one of them has already been on AM 70s, but it was way back in the first or second week, so it should be okay. And you might be familiar with a couple of them. You might not know some of them were Eurovision songs. But I'll be playing those 4. Throughout the week, I will have Eurovision coverage. Tuesday, Thursday, I will have recaps, and I will have predictions. So I'll have 2 or 3 videos up each day, probably. And then Saturday will be the finals. It is going to air on Peacock. Peacock finally decided to commit last week. So if you have Peacock, it will air The semifinals, semifinal 1 is Tuesday, and semifinal 2 is Thursday, both at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific time. The finals are on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern at noon Pacific time. Those will all air on Peacock, or you can also watch it on the Eurovision Song Contest YouTube channel. We don't have any commentary, so that's good. I mean, Johnny Weir did an okay job when he did it a couple years ago because he's a fan, but I don't really need the commentary. I'd rather not have the commentary, actually. I've been going through and watching some older shows, older Eurovisions this last week too, checking on this update that I was doing, and wow, it's just kind of crazy because ABBA, who won 1974 and launched their international career with Waterloo, won Eurovision with just 24 points. At the time, they were just giving 1 point per song for the top rated song. And each judge, there were 10 of them in each country, would give their top vote to one song. And the following year, Teach-In won in 1975 with Ding a Dong. Not a Hot 100 hit, but it was an AC hit here. Won with 124 points. By 1975 was the first year of the 12 points, where the 12 points for the top score, 10 points for number 2, 9, so on and so forth down. If you're not familiar with how the Eurovision scoring works, I'll be talking about that later in the week. I hope my coverage of Eurovision over the last 5 years has got you interested in watching it with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. Not doing watch-alongs, nobody ever shows up. And since I'm off, Kim is retired, we can watch it together now. When I was doing watch-alongs, she was still working and was working during the day when I was off. But now she watches the semifinals with me, and she gets just as tense, and she's like, damn it, you sucked me into this. It's fun. Eurovision is a fun activity. And so you'll be seeing Eurovision stuff starting on AM 70s tonight, and then starting tomorrow, some special individual stuff. And I will have my rankings for this year, and the coverage and other specials all week long, with this big one I'm working on intended to come up Friday. So we'll see what happens. As far as pickups go this week, I have finally received my last record store day. It came Thursday, and I have not opened it yet because I've been working on the Eurovision stuff constantly. This is the last one I was waiting for. And surprisingly, I did not have this on CD because I've been a big fan. I have several of his things downloaded digitally. But this was exciting. This came from Plaid Room Records, and they sent a sticker and a card also. Let me see if I can grab those here. Here's the sticker and the card with their staff pledging to take care of their customers. I thought that was really cute, and a thank you for ordering from them. Plaid Room is in the Cincinnati suburbs. I forget what exact city. I'm sorry, guys, but you guys always do great work, and your prices are fantastic. And thank you to Chance over at Concert Buddy for recommending them over on one of his shows, because I've had nothing but good experience with them. This is Paul Hardcastle's 1985 album. Paul Hardcastle is just one of the most incredible jazz keyboard players on the planet. He does dance jazz, pop dance jazz. He's hit the dance chart. 3 big dance charts. I don't know. King Tut did okay, but Rainforest and 19, which was his only pop hit, are both on this album. I love Paul Hardcastle. Cannot recommend him enough. He is fantastic, and I am so glad to get this because there was only 1,200 copies of this, I think, or 1,500. It was a very limited edition. Plaid Room, thank you for securing my final record store day pick, Paul Hardcastle from 1985. Because I have a trip to Micro Center to make, I'm going to wrap up here. This is going to be a very short show. Well, actually, it's running over 10 minutes now. I have made progress on the CDs this week. I ripped another 150 CDs over the last few days. Just have a few more to go in the box, and then I have a few stacks and a couple of drawers full in the other room that are all stuff I bought in the last 5 years, and then I'll be done. So happy to have that done. And then I get to start taking stock by filing them in Music Bee, and it'll tell me what's missing, and I'm gonna just scream because I know I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff, and some of it's gonna be pretty hard to find. Um, but I will get that done in the next week too. In between all the Eurovision coverage, I'm going to be going crazy with Eurovision coverage and going to crazy trying to do everything and get everything caught up and get everything back. Hopefully, things will be back to normal next week. As of this week, as I told you last week, I'm going to wait until June to relaunch all the shows. But hopefully, this Friday, I hope to launch my Friday night show. It may not. It might be next week. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it this week because of all the Eurovision coverage. Saturday will be the Kirkham Report and another brand new Saturday Night Disco Fever, and I want to apologize to everybody for missing last week on Disco Fever. Everybody's back this week. I've already got like over 100 hits on it, and I usually get all the big, huge hits on Mondays and Tuesdays, so we'll see. Thank you for coming over and doing that. And AM 70s tonight, and then flashback tracks on Thursday. And Dawn and Mary are back on U.S. soil. They landed in Chicago about an hour ago. I was watching their flight. And should be back with Chick Chat on Tuesday and Thursday this week. And then they'll let us know what they've got planned because they're retiring from sales. Where am I going to get my 45s, people? I don't know where I'm going to get all my cool 45s. Not like I haven't got enough and overflowing as it is. But it's nice to have them back, and I can't wait to hear more about their trip. But they posted some stuff. They did do a chat last week from Costa Rica. Lots of fun. So check out Dawn and Mary over at Two Hip Chicks. And lots of great stuff going on. If you haven't subscribed already, please do it. If you have, thank you. Getting close to 1,300 subscriptions. I cannot believe how much that's exploded in the last 6 months. Thank you so much to Saturday Night Dance Party fans and Disco Party fans and AM 70s fans. That show is approaching 500 listens a week too. And we'll see how the third show does when it premieres either this Friday or next Friday. I think it'll do well too. I have a lot more coming up. There's going to be a lot of other stuff going on over the next few months during the summer on this channel. Once we get things back to normal, get the Mixcloud stuff launched, everything will be back on track by June. Hoping to have the computer, the lighting done by the end of this week, and I will be able to show it off for you. I would really like to be able to do that. In any case, thank you for taking the time to watch. I've rambled on long enough. For the Kirkham Report and TKR VideoCentral, I am TC Kirkham. I will see you on all the usual shows that I've been doing here, and again this weekend, Saturday, I hope this time, on the Kirkham Report. Until then, I hope you have a great week. Ciao, baby.